welcome to our YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I'm Jen and I run The Travel Mum over on TikTok and Instagram. We have a lot of followers who love watching our budget and DIY travel trips that help you travel a lot more and spend a lot less. Now, obviously, TikTok videos and Reels are very limited in the amount of information we can put across in just 60 seconds. So I wanted to make some YouTube videos that will give you a lot more information and hopefully help you travel a lot more and spend a lot less. So this episode is going to be talking about luggage, and a lot of people don't seem to understand the luggage allowances that you get with a budget airline, how much extra you pay for a little suitcase as opposed to a big suitcase. We don't even have a big suitcase to show you because we never ever travel with kind of the big 20 kilogram check-in suitcase because it's not necessary. And that is why I'm here to help you understand that something like this, or even something just like this, is easily doable. It's easy to go on a 1-week holiday with a small rucksack. So let's get started. So first things first, I want to show you the cheapest possible way to travel and the way that we usually travel, and that is with the personal item. And as you can see, this is a pretty big bag, and this bag will fit underneath the seat in front. So when you go on the plane, slot it in the seat in front, and this doesn't cost you anything when you book your budget flight. So if the flight is £5 and you don't reserve your seats and you just take a bag like this, it will stay at £5. So obviously this is the best way to pack, and I'm going to show you how we do it. Okay, so I've put you up there so I can just show you how much I would pack into that tiny little rucksack. So all of these clothes that we have here are going to have to fit into this bag. So as you can see, I've got 8 dresses here, I've got a jumpsuit, I've got 5 t-shirts, 3 pair of shorts, and then I've got a pair of jeans, a jacket that I'm going to wear in the airport. I've got my underwear and my bikinis over there, and then shoes wise I've got a pair of trainers, I've got a pair of boots, and obviously I've got a pair of flip-flops. I need to first think, what am I going to wear to the airport? Because that's going to be the bulkiest items that I'm not going to fit in my bag. So naturally I'm going to wear the boots, so we can put them aside with the airport outfit. And then the rest of this stuff somehow needs to fit into this bag. So how are we going to do that? You've got 2 options. One option would be to vacuum seal them in a tiny bag, and that would easily get all of this stuff in the bag with lots of room left. Or the other option is to roll. So that's what I'm going to show you for the little bag, and I'll show you the vacuum packing for the bigger suitcase. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all the dresses into the bag, and we still have tons and tons more space. So I'm just gonna do the same thing and roll everything and ram it in the bag. Essentially, just ramming it into all the spare spaces, so all the areas taken up by clothes. Okay, so the bag's getting quite full now, but we've got all of our clothes in there. We obviously need to get our shoes in. Now, you don't want your dirty shoes to be touching your clothes, so I like to use food bags to put my flip-flops and my trainers in. You can use any carrier bag. And right, let's do that. I've got my flip-flops in a food bag, and I'll just ram them down one of the sides. Try again. Ram it down this side instead. There you go. So the flip-flops are now in there as well. Oh, why am I so sweaty just packing a bag? What was I doing? So the other thing you can do if your trainers are too big to fit in the bag, or if you just don't want your dirty trainers in there with all your clothes, is to just tie them to the side of the bag. So use the clips here, and literally just leave them dangling like this. I've never had a problem. I always dangle something from the bag, and I've never had any issues with the people at the gate saying you can't do that. So yeah, make the absolute most of all this space you've got. And finally, your liquids. Now, how to get all of your liquids into a little case like this is a whole other video in itself, and that will possibly be the next video that we do next week. But I'm just going to use this for the size so you can see. But yeah, that would just go in the bag, just like that. There's a little bit of extra space in there if you want to take a book, if you've got, I know, camera chargers, phone chargers, anything like that. but this would actually be absolutely fine for me to go on holiday for as many weeks as possible, really, because even though you've only got 1 week of clothes in there, you only need 1 week of clothes, whether it's a week's holiday or a 10-week holiday, because that gives you time to wash things and wear them again, you know? If you go on a 10-week holiday, you don't need 10 weeks of clothes. You don't need 70 outfits to go on a 10-week holiday. You just take a week of clothes and keep washing them. So as long as you can get a week of clothes packed in somewhere, you're well away. Now that we've been through the little bag, this one is free. That's not going to cost you anything. You could literally travel anywhere. Find a £5 flight, go tomorrow, take this, you are winning. But if you can't do that and you're thinking, absolutely no chance, Jenna, absolutely not, this one. And anybody can do this. You literally... Try again. What was I saying? Should I start again? So, the next option is going to be to use this. And honestly, anybody can travel with this for any duration of time. There's absolutely no reason to pay for the large check-in bag. You can get everything in this. And let me show you how. To show you just how much you can fit into the suitcase that you can carry on board, I'm going to take all of these things out of the rucksack and put them into the suitcase. Now remember, in reality, if you pay to take the big suitcase, you can actually also take this as well. So all of the week's clothes that I've got in here, you could take those as well as everything that you're going to fit in here as well. So if you're a family, a couple, there's no need to get 2 of these. Just get 1 between you, share them, each take a rucksack, and you're winning. And you're saving money, and that's what this is all about. Okay, before I show you the actual packing, I just want to show you the vacuum bags that we use. I've got these in my Amazon shop because honestly they are such good value. You get 8 bags overall, so 4 small bags that we use in this size case, 2 kind of medium bags and 2 really big bags if you are using the bigger case, which you're not because you've seen this video. So these are the bags, and so you get all the bags and you also get this handy pump. Now, when I first started talking about vacuum packing, the video we made, we showed us vacuuming the air out using a vacuum cleaner because that's the easiest way to do it. Now, there must have been about 20,000 comments. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't feel like I am. 20,000 comments of people saying, what are you going to do when you get to the other side? Like, we genuinely hadn't thought about that. Like, we filmed this video, we thought, let's go on holiday, put it on TikTok, and we hadn't thought about coming home. Now, we travel like this all the time, so believe me, there is no scenario you can come up with that we haven't either encountered or thought of. So remember, my mouth's really dry. Obviously, it's a pump. You've got your vacuum bags. Now, I've got my handsome assistant somewhere. He's not there. Joao. So my partner is going to come and show you how the vacuum packing works while I just talk over what he's doing, because I'm the mouth and he's the muscles. So while he's taking his time, I'm just going to show you the different bags. So this is kind of the smaller size bag, and I don't know if you can see the suitcase behind us, but it kind of, you can put 2 of these in the suitcase. So we put 1 on this side, 1 on this side, and you can get a lot of stuff in there. So obviously you've seen me put all of the stuff in there. Just because you've seen how much stuff is in this one, we're going to use this as an example and put it into the bags just to show you how much one bag can get in. So we're just going to put some more things in that bag just to show you that you can fit so much in there. Obviously we're not going on holiday at the moment, this is genuinely just for the video, so we're just finding clothes from all over the house just to prove a point. You can grab as many clothes in there as you want, because once you do the vacuum it's going to go really small and allow you to put another one of those in the other side. You get these tiny little things, there's a whole packet of them, and use that to make the seal. So there is the seal, and as you can see there's quite a lot of air in that bag, and it's taking up the entire space of the suitcase. So we're going to do it with the hand pump just to show you you don't actually need a vacuum cleaner. So now that all the air is taken out, you can see there is a lot more room around the clothes where we can now put shoes and other things. You've got all this extra room around the clothes. You can slot in your flip-flops or whatever you want to put in there really. Extra clothes, bikinis, shoes. And then we still have this whole other half to do the exact same with again. So that's pretty much it. It's really, really easy to put tons of clothes into vacuum bags, vacuum them down, and then you've got so much more space in the suitcase. And we honestly do this for 3 weeks for a family of 3. The case as well as the 3 rucksacks is so much space. Honestly, you do not need more than that. If you can learn to pack light, you can honestly travel for so much less. And yes, it may only be £100 on the one holiday, but if you're wanting to have 3, 4, 5, 6 holidays a year, which you can with our help, then that really, really quickly adds up. And 6 holidays, £100, that's £600 that you did not need to spend. That's a whole of a holiday in itself. So it's really, really worth trying to learn how to travel light. Now, a few questions that people had about the vacuum packing. Are things creased after you devacuum and take everything out? Obviously, certain materials are really, really creased after they've been through that. So you can either take a travel iron, and we sometimes do that. If you've got a lot of room left in your little rucksacks, a travel iron fits in there nicely. But 9 out of 10 times your hotel's gonna have an iron, it's gonna have an ironing board, so it's completely unnecessary that you take your own. An ironing takes about 10 minutes and it's not a big effort for the amount of money that you save. Some people don't want to iron on holiday, I get it. These are the kind of things you need to weigh up when you're deciding what you're willing to spend money on and what you're not willing to spend money on. The other thing that we sometimes use is this. And this is essentially, what's it even called? Wrinkle release spray. And yes, this is a big bottle. You can put it into a smaller 100ml spray bottle, and essentially you spray it onto clothes, give them a wipe, and the creases come out. And we use this a lot for Joao's shirts and for my dresses, and for kind of light materials that the creases will fall out a lot easier. So this is something worth having as well. What was the other thing I was going to talk about? So a lot of people, the number of times I've had to explain about the weight. So carry-on luggage does have a weight limitation. It's usually 10 kilograms. Now, how much does our bag weigh? I have absolutely no idea because nobody's ever weighed it. Now, the scales at every airport I've ever been to are at the check-in counters. And now if you check in online, you then don't need to go to the check-in counters. You just go straight through to the gates. And at the gates, I have never ever seen a set of scales. Now, some people say they have in certain countries. I travel mainly in Europe and from the UK, and honestly, I've never even seen a set of scales, let alone had anybody asked to weigh it. So is it 5 kilograms? Is it 20 kilograms? Who knows? Just make it look light. What else did everybody want to know about? In terms of dimensions, different airlines have different dimensions for the personnel item, for the carry-on suitcase. Obviously look at the website. I always travel with this, and I always travel with this on all the different budget airlines, and I have never ever had a problem. This bag fits into all of the testing spaces, you know, at the side of the gates. They'll have that little space that says if your bag doesn't fit in here, it's not coming on. I've been asked a few times to put it in there and it fits into them all, so I've never had an issue with this one. The bags and the vacuum bags are in my Amazon shop. I'm going to put a link here if anybody is interested. And I think that's everything. I don't know if I've missed anything. If I've missed anything that you really want to know, ask in the comments. I will mention it in the next video, because we are doing weekly videos from now on. I really want to get into YouTube. I love that I can just talk forever and give you lots of information, and it can be a lot more in-depth and informative than the TikTok videos are. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It will help us make more videos, informative content, and hopefully help more of you travel more for less. So thanks for listening, and bye. Is that what you say at the end? I don't know what you say at the end, but bye. See you later.